Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. And once more, we are delving into the world of Kickstarter and crowdfunded comics. I've been on a Kickstarter kick lately. I don't know what's wrong with all you Indiegogo folks. You're not hitting me up and scheduling these interviews. So we've had a solid week of Kickstarter. And tonight we're going to look at one that if you're not blown away by this, then you just don't love comics. So with that said, I'd like to bring to us from Merc Magazine, Murphy is joining us. Murphy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
If I was doing any better, they'd probably want to test me for illegal substances.
That's fair.
So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. So you got a Kickstarter here. This thing is really taking off. As I'm looking at it, the numbers are, fair warning, if that number scrolls again, now that you're live on my screen, we're taking credit for it. Everything prior to now is yours. But
I'll have that commission check ready for you.
Oh no, we don't have a commission check. We just run special videos whenever things go up, and we claim that we were responsible, and that's all we care about. So this is you're telling me before, this is not your first Kickstarter. You've done Kickstarters for other people, so you know the ins and outs of the social media game on this.
I do.
So what are people who are putting up a Kickstarter and walking away at the end of it with $250 doing wrong?
A lot of it is promotion. Really, the most powerful thing that a creator can have is an email list, and that's something that I think a lot of people just because we all get promotions and we all get those advertisements, you kind of forget about the importance of them as a creator because you think that you don't look at those, but what you don't realize is that, yes, you do have the very certain ones that you do look at. And that's how you build your fan base, is that you are constantly in someone's inbox and you're always letting them know about what's new and telling them this is what we've got, having things that'll grab them. And then the other one that can be more difficult for people is for us specifically, we try really hard to get artists that people know and people already love on our Kickstarters. And, if you can't get 10 variant covers like we can, if you can at least get one or two of these guys on your project just to do a cool cover, that will really, really help make you successful.
Yeah. Now you had launched Miss Meow and Death Rage before the Kickstarter. Am I correct on that? Am I getting the timeline? So those were already in stores and went through the traditional channels.
No, actually, so we released a Miss Meow preview and a Death Rage preview before doing the full issue #1. But both of those went to Kickstarter first. We're not actually in diamond retailers yet. We've sent in some applications to different distributors around, but we haven't gotten into any of the stores yet. So any stores that you see carrying us are actually direct sellers that we already have a relationship with.
Okay. So how long has Merc Magazine been in business, so to speak?
We actually just hit our 1-year anniversary of buying our domain name last month. So we started the whole project and kind of started the world building in about May of last year. And then we released the first Kickstarter. We finished the first Kickstarter on December 4th of 2020. So we're very new, and we are trying really hard to put out as much as we can as quickly as possible, just because this is something that we're all really passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, if your first one was done at the end of 2020, this is 6 months later. You're on. This isn't your second one. You've done a couple other ones, right?
So this is issue #2 for both Miss Meow and Death Rage.
Okay, but I thought you had done something other than the two of them. I guess I'm trying to. You've done stuff. I'm trying to get it all lined up here because I haven't been able to do like research on the company.
Yeah. No, Merc started with Miss Meow. We were a product of the shutdown. What it was I used to work with Jamie Tyndall. I was his convention manager and his online sales manager. And when everything got shut down, obviously, like we weren't going to cons anymore. So we started like hitting the online sales really hard. We started doing live sales on Facebook. And it took, like I said, it was about May when he and Sean Hudico, who are the two creators of the universe, kind of had this brainchild one day because they live about 3 hours away and they would like meet up to trade product and like do live sales and all that. And they just kind of sat in a parking lot one day having like wouldn't it be cool if conversation? And
Those are fun.
Yeah, that's what birthed the whole Merc universe.
Yeah. So it being a universe, then I'm guessing that obviously Miss Meow and the Death Rage characters, they're operating in the same field, even if they're not crossing into each other all the time.
They are the same. So Death Rage is in the same. He's actually in Miss Meow issue number 1. Issue number 1 of Miss Meow is very much a kind of just like a welcome to the world of Merc. You get a lot of first appearances. You get to meet Death Rage. You meet Miss Meow. You meet kind of her people. And then her arch nemesis is Catfight. All of that is in Miss Meow number 1. And she's going to be like the anchor series through the entirety of Merc. She's kind of going to be our main storyline. Like she's our Avenger, if you will. Okay. And then Death Rage goes back and he has his origin story. And then we've actually already started working on another spinoff series that's going to go all the way back to like 200 AD, which is going to be really exciting. So we're kind of going all over the place. But Miss Meow is the base to the whole storyline. Okay, cool.
I like the name of the magazine, Merc Magazine. Although when I first saw that it was, Merc Magazine, I'm like, I expect to open it up and say, wanted man with rifle to enter Honduras and, bring back treasure from mountain. How did you guys come up with that name for a series of superhero comics?
So anyone that's a fan of Jamie Tyndall would know that he's very much known in like the Comic-Con world and like the print sales for magazine covers. So before he was a professional artist, actually worked in magazines. So like that was his job, was he would make covers for like Canadian Vogue and different companies like that. And so when he decided to be an artist, he would take, like Mary Jane and put her on Maxim, or, Wonder Woman and put her on Rolling Stones, are two of his like most popular pieces. But then he had Deadpool and he's like, I can't put Deadpool on Maxim or on any of these other magazines. So he created Merc Magazine for Deadpool. And then there's like Harley Quinn's, like there's a Psylocke, there's a handful of different kind of anti-heroes that are on Merc Magazine prints that he created, 5-6 years ago. And so when him and Sean started talking about this new universe that they wanted to create, it was kind of a no-brainer to take this cool idea that he's already been working with and that people already recognize and turn that into a series.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's the origin of Merc Magazine, the comic book company. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to bring this up just so people can get an idea of what it is we're talking about. And no Kickstarter, we don't care that you're going down in 6 hours as long as you're up now. So I know Miss Meow. She's the character on the right. She's kind of obvious by the name and the cat ears. I can put 2 and 2 together on that one. I believe Death Rage is the guy in the GIMP mask. Mm-hmm. And I loved it because I have scanned ahead and read the interior pages. I love the fact that the expression changes on the mask.
It does, yeah.
And there's no explanation for me on this at all yet. It's just like, why not? Spider-Man's eyes get bigger and smaller, and even Iron Man's mask could be expressive at times, but this is just taking it to the extreme, so it's really cool. But you have other characters in here, so mm-hmm. where would you like to start to give people a primer on the Merc universe, what they need to know and who they need to know?
So just right here at the top, you've got Death Rage is the man in the mask. You actually, he gets the mask in issue number 1. So if you're new to Merc Magazine, I would definitely recommend picking that up. We are actually running a sale on our website right now so that people can get that first issue and kind of catch up. But the one right here on the right, Fire Kiss, is that's a cover by Ryan Kincaid. She is my first creation in the Merc universe. And this is her first appearance in this issue. And she is going to be Pretty important. Thank you. I've got sun coming right at me. But this is her first appearance. She is going to be a part of the Merc universe throughout. And then she is actually the mother of another character that's going to be in like the Miss Meow timeline back in 2020.
Okay, so you're not just all in the same time in this universe. You got past heroes and present heroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Death Rage story takes place. It starts in 1984 in issue number 1, and then this issue we're in 1985.
Murphy, you're killing me. Yeah, see, my comic book experience is there are 2 generations: the heroes of World War II and the heroes of now. And now you're saying, oh no, that was the old generation. Back in the 80s, I'm like, I was in high school in the 80s. What? Oh yeah, right. That is, I am old.
That's how I felt watching Miss Marvel. It was like, why is 90s? 90s isn't retro yet. No, it is.
You start counting.
I'm sorry. I said Miss Marvel. I meant Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well.
I caught myself.
she changes titles, changes names. They all do. So here we're looking at some of the interior. Now it's not just that his expression changes, the whole mask changes. He's like the yellow kid's shirt, it's like the message just changes every time you see him. This is, yes, we know Rebel Comics that Miss Marvel is the right name.
No, so that's hi. So with him having the writing on his mask, none of the cover artists have actually messed around with that yet. But you did see him in issue number 1. He played around with. He was messing with Leonidas, who's the leader of the Spartans, and they got into a fight. And he put on. You see in his mask, it says, "I banged your wife," and we've had people ask us to make a T-shirt of his mask saying that. But it can really do anything. So it's an LED front mask.
And all he has to do is probably just think what he wants there, and there it is. Or does he have to like trace it on? He can't
quite control it. It's connected to him, and it like understands him, so it'll just say wherever he's at right then.
Oh, if you don't have a filter.
Exactly. He has no filter.
Wonderful. Now he's killing teddy bears in both these shots. What'd the bears do to deserve? Well, they're carrying guns. Never mind. Gun-toting, sword-carrying bears. So this is tells me right now, this is a really crazy kind of world that he's involved in. This is like, it's like Deadpool cranked up to 11.
It can be very silly. And that's definitely like later on, we're going to have one of our villains is like the king of the teddy bears. And we're going to see him pretty soon. But there's also some really dark aspects of it. And that's why we lean into the silliness. That way it's got like a really good balance of like, yeah, it's silly. There's teddy bears killing people, but like also it's going to go into some other stuff that is not maybe so fun. So it's kind of that way we can lean into both.
Now you mentioned stuff happened in issue 1. I hope stuff happened in issue 1. So many books I buy these days in issue 1, nothing happens because it's lead up to issue 2, but that's a rant for another day. Is issue 1 available in this Kickstarter campaign as sort of like an add-on, or do they need to go to your website to get that?
So yes, you can get issue number 1 on the Kickstarter if you'd like to. It's not going to ship until Kickstarter ships, and which is going to be probably August, possibly September. So issue number 1 is available right now online. It's also on Comixology if you want to just read it. We've got the PDF download for $5. But again, everything's on sale at mercmagazine.com right now with coupon code Kickstarter if you're interested. And Miss Meow number 1 is on there as well.
Yes, we are very interested in having that link put up on the screen. Heroinberg, you know what to do. He's our wrench in the chat, and he's the one who can post links that people can actually click on.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, Facebook does that crazy thing now that if you copy a link, it gives you like a miles-long Facebook link.
Oh, God, I know. So that whoever gets the link knows where it came from. That's important.
Facebook has to put their stamp on everything.
Yes, well, they rule us all. We just don't know it.
All hail.
Although they don't, I'm not sure who's more powerful, Mark Zuckerberg and his Facebook, or Elon Musk and his retirement account killing, we're not going to do stuff with Bitcoin anymore statements.
You can't forget about Bezos. The 3 tiers.
Yeah, the 3 musketeers of billionaires. So,
yep. Must be nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, one of them has to look at their account and says, oh, I went down a little bit today. It must have gone to one of these other two guys, because that's where all the money is. Those three guys have it all, and we're living on credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, characters. Miss Meow is your leadoff character.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about her, because I see female in cat costume, which works well. It's worked well for a lot of characters, from Miss Fury on up through Catwoman through Black Cat. It's a popular combination.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
how does Miss Meow stand out? Yeah, it is. So how do you make Miss Meow stand out from that crowd?
So Miss Meow, with her being the anchor of the universe, it's not, she's no one's sidekick. She's no, there's no other like bigger hero that she looks up to. So she became who she is in spite of the major organization that kind of runs the world of mercs, which are the Spartans. And so because they were kind of an all-powerful organization, and they kind of have a monopoly on most mercs and like the creation of them, and then like it's like sponsorships almost. So like when merc becomes popular, most of them end up going into the Spartan organization. She didn't like that, so she ended up making her own organization and kind of having, she's got that an army of kittens, are what they're called, like her army of people that do her bidding. And then she is also a tech genius. In Miss Meow #1, you find out that she's got this technology called catnip, and that it makes it so that she has complete control over her army of kittens, and they'll do whatever she wants. And so it's like, and everyone wants this technology, but she is very much like keeps it to herself. And then she's pretty much the merc that started the trend of really merchandising yourself and like creating like lines and stuff. So this is like, she was kind of the creation of like the capitalist merc. Like she is the Jeff Bezos of merc.
And she's, the world knows who she is. It's not a secret identity kind of thing. It's
kind of the opposite of that, is that most people in this world are known. Like it's because like, so in issue #1, you see MercCon. So instead of like Comic-Con in this world, and like San Diego Comic-Con would be like the biggest event of the year, it's MercCon. And for people that want to be mercs, they can go and kind of reveal themselves. And so like everyone pretty much is registered to show who they are. But because it's all through the Spartans, everyone's registered through the Spartans. So she's really one of the few that no one really knows who she is. And in issue #1, because it's a magazine, we did like an interview with her, which explains like, so one of the questions was, will you ever reveal your true identity? And she says, Miss Meow is my identity now. I'm nobody else. This is all I am.
So she's 24/7.
Yep, exactly.
That makes sense. I mean, if you're a better person than your normal identity. I've never figured out why Billy Batson says Shazam a second time. I mean, like he's big, he's strong, he's powerful. Why go back to being a kid? It's a
I know that was my hope. When I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be an adult. I wouldn't have gone back.
Yeah. Now that I'm, an adult and beyond, I'm like, what I want to be when I grow up? I want to be 8. I want to be 8 again. Back when I could have been anything.
I'll take like 23.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would actually settle for like 19. I'm young enough to do everything I want, old enough to do everything I want, and young enough that somebody's still paying for all of it but me.
That'd be pretty good.
That's the way to do it. So this is Miss Meow. She's interior pages here. She's talking with I believe that's Metalhead.
Yes, that is Metalhead. So we've got the first. This is you're going to meet a team that are called Bubblegum Blitzkrieg that we have plans for in the future. There's actually already an issue #1 in the works for them, but we don't have any. When we release that, it's probably just going to be like a standalone single, like 2-issue comic that kind of kicks off the deeper questions and like the deeper storylines that we have that are going to be in the Merc world. So he is one of those characters. And you're going to meet the other, there's 5 of them. So we'll meet them in this issue, but they're kind of like a passing by little storyline that you'll get.
Okay. And to lay the groundwork for what a merc is for people who are just hearing this word, what's merc? Merc. Does it stand for something? These are mercenaries. They're hired to do dangerous jobs, deadly jobs. So whether or not Miss Meow is on the hero side, the villain side, the crossing the line kind of side, where since she's the mainline, the headliner for the book, I'm guessing she's more hero than villain. But
with them being mercs, it's kind of the fun line that we get to walk, where even the heroes of them are still doing terrible things. So that's definitely going to be a part of the story going forward. But like even the good people are going to do some pretty messed up stuff.
now, is this a world that has superheroes in it, or are they just all very talented people with really cool equipment?
So yeah, it's really, there's really not any real hero archetypes, but there are people that have real powers. So like Miss Meow and the Spartans, they get their power and their popularity from technology. But you are going to see like Metalhead and Fire Kiss and a handful of people do have like actual powers. And so that's going to be something that you'll find out later on. Like, how is it that there is just these small numbers of like super people, but then everyone else is just regular old, super smart Tony Stark type people? And we will get into that as well.
All right. Does so Metalhead has a superpower? Can he turn his head into metal and just bang it on things?
He can actually like change matter into metal.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Can he change it back?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're a living person and you turn into metal, you're probably not going to be living after your turn. So
this is true. You quit breathing for a little while there.
Yeah, that's actually at that moment right there. He was about to put his hands on her, and she says, "No, I know what you do."
I had I'm going back 20 years now. I did write a 6-issue miniseries for a comic book that fell through because the publisher quit being a publisher, and nothing got done. But one of the characters was named Midas, and he had that transmutative ability to touch something and turn it into metal. But he was like a poor student. So, you'd like see him in his, he was poor and homeless student. So you'd see him in the back of this garage where he was living with these pile of bricks, and he'd be like, nope. And he was turning them on like lead and iron. He kept trying to find gold and remembering how to do it. So he couldn't turn anything into gold because it was like, it doesn't feel right. He's doing it all by instinct.
Well, it's hard. How do you learn superpowers when it's just happened?
Exactly. So especially if you're turning something into metal, I mean, what kind of metal? Different kinds of metal? Can he make something gold or silver or lead, or does he have that kind of control? This is what I do, Murphy. I start analyzing your characters online here and saying, how far can they take their powers? And most of the time it's like, I don't know, RJ, he turns things to metal. It's a comic book.
No, I love this. I've gotten plenty of ideas just from people asking questions. Like, that's probably the best way to get your creative juices flowing.
So here, I'm looking at the next page here. We got she does the whole breaking and entering thing, very cat burglary.
Yep.
And I love the cutaway scene here that shows her going through the air ducts. She showing how lithe she is and throwing out here. And then this was the shot I had to steal for the.
So that was a good choice.
Yeah, that's an excellent pose. It's very Jim Ballant-esque in its style here. Of course, yes, Jim Ballant's known for Catwoman, but he also did the Three Little Kittens.
This interior artist is Noel Lopez, and he is fantastic. He's got this really great way of combining like good action shots with like still making her look like pretty and like good posing. And he's got like his anatomically, he is a master.
Yeah, there's a whole market of a whole untapped market of artists in Argentina that I'm seeing lately that are coming out and doing crowdfunded books because they just weren't getting hired by the mainstream, and I expect that to change soon as the mainstream keeps getting their behinds handed to them by these crowdfunded books. Just if for no other reason than to take them out of the market. You're not drawing anything; you're just exclusive to us.
Well, and that's what we're trying to do with these guys. I'm holding on to them for dear life because they're all so talented.
They definitely are. I love these interiors. Now, what is the what's the target age for the books here? Because I don't know how much I saw. The F word on Death Rage's mask, even though it was misspelled. And I see this woman here. She's being a little dominatrixy with her leather-clad coffee table boy.
Oh, so we're marking them 17 plus. There's not any, like, at least so far, there's no hi Ash. There's no like really intense sex scenes or anything like that, but there is violence. The covers will have nudity, like, you know, up top nudity. So it's 17 plus for sure. And then she's got a BDSM mansion that's filled with cats, and her alley cats are what he is, and they all are strappy, and then her whole outfit is very revealing.
Oh yeah.
So we're definitely going for like a R-rated rating.
Again with the cats. So
yep.
Are they nemesis to each other, Miss Meow and your character here? I mean,
so this is Catfight, and you'll see kind of one of the stark differences between them is that Catfight actually does have like a really deep love for cats. There's a reason that Miss Meow actually got her name from Catfight. Catfight is British, and she was going to call herself Madame Mew, which is pretty much the British way to say Miss Meow. Yeah. And so when Miss Meow thought she had died, and so they were friends, and she took her name like in honor of her. But then when she came back, she looked at it as like, oh, you've stolen my life. You've stolen everything from me. So Miss Meow took the name because of her friend. Catfight wanted the name because she sincerely loves cats, and her house is just full of them. And she's obsessed with cats.
And because you stole my name, now we are enemies.
Yes. Yes.
That's right up there with the Superboy, you made me go bald, and now I'm going to put my genius to destroying you the rest of my life.
Well, and there's more into their whole rivalry, is that Catfight works for the Spartans, and the Spartans were kind of what made her such a powerful merc, and they definitely instilled some thoughts in her head about like Miss Meow she's not your friend, she is a villain, you want to kill her. Like they really pushed for that rivalry.
Oh, okay. So they've manipulated her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be an interesting story to follow on. Yes, I agree, Lauren. Catfight has serious queen energy.
Yeah, that picture of her with her legs up on the alley cat. When I wrote that, I was like, this bitch.
and he's not like a weak yes dear kind of dude. He's a big strapping guy, and he's like, yep, I'm doing it.
Well, she's got a mist that goes throughout the house that helps her keep them all calm and listening.
Oh, okay.
So she's got some secrets too.
She's catnipped them all.
Yep. Yeah. She can't call it that though, because Miss Meow took that name too.
Yeah. There's one way I shall defeat you in court over trademark. So this issue is also going to be the first appearance of Fire Kiss, which is the character you created.
So this is Death Rage #2 now. So we've got 2 separate comics that we're doing on this campaign. Yep. Now
let me back up for just a moment. 2 separate comics. Are they 2 physically separate comics, or is it a magazine with 2 stories in it? Because I've seen the flip book kind of thing in the past as well.
You know what? That is a fantastic idea that I've never even considered. We might have to do that someday. but no, it's
these are 2 individual
issues.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. And they are people ask us all the time, and this is one thing we're kind of working our way towards rebranding ourselves as just Merc for the publishing side of it, because when you say Merc Magazine, a lot of people are confused. They think you're going to get a big magazine size. Like, no, they are regular comic books. We'll probably do kind of like a collectible magazine at some point, but they're regular size, like 24-page comics.
That's excellent. I like having them separate, just because they go in separate bags, and I can see both covers. I flip book in a bag like that, and I'm like, pick which cover you want to be on the front, because you're not going to see the back.
Turn it around every week.
Yeah, I got to rotate my comics. I've only got 30 boxes of them. It won't take long. Now, Pixel's another new character who's showing up in Death Rage #2. She is either like really, really high tech, or she has a superpower.
So she is actually an AI. If you scroll down to the first page that I've got up there, you'll see that she's in Death Rage's mask. So she is kind of the personal helper that he's got in his helmet.
Okay, so I'm pointing to the screen like y'all can just see my finger pointing, let me bring the mouse over here. I do that all the time. So this is what he's seeing looking out. Yeah, I see he's looking at the sign there, and now she's kind of like, when we were doing Pokemon Go hunting with our phone, we were seeing the background and the Pokemon superimposed.
Exactly.
She's superimposed on his vision. Got it. That would be real annoying real fast.
She's helpful, though. It's good.
And I'm not quite sure. Is he all there?
I can't say. It's definitely a question going through that you can see, like, obviously without dialogue, you can still kind of get a feel for what's going on in this panel. And he's off. There's something wrong, and he's trying to figure it out in this issue. So in the first issue, he was created by the Spartans. And something happens at the end of issue number 1 that he does that's really bad, and he doesn't really know why he did it. So in this issue, he's trying to get back to Greece, which is where the Spartans are. He's stuck in the circus casino. He's like being a clown, trying to make enough money, make enough tips to be able to get back to Greece. But he knows there's something off, and that's why he wants to get back there, because he wants them to help him.
Now, the sign here, which looks like it's to be in some kind of a mall or an arcade, this Meet a Real Spartan, that's telling me that the public in general idolizes these mercenaries to a degree of some kind.
They do, yes. They're the celebrities in this world.
I can dig it. They're certainly more productive than the celebrities we got in this world.
Yeah.
And he just goes from this to this. I love this LED, my face changes kind of line. It doesn't look like LEDs. It doesn't look like the way the art's done. It doesn't look like this is all made up with lights, but I think it would look weird if it did look like it was made up with lights.
It's kind of one of those things that we discussed at the beginning, how much we wanted to lean into that. And we just knew it would be way more fun art-wise to just let it go. Even if if maybe in our world, the technology wasn't there in 1985, but they have a mad scientist that works with the people where the mask came from. So we don't know what sort of technology they used. We call it LED, but maybe they have a different LED in this universe.
Yeah, and it works. I like the fact that it looks like it's drawn on with lipstick on black vinyl.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is, of course, here come the teddy bears that we saw on the cover earlier. And Fire Kiss is right there behind him. Would that be her first appearance right there, that drawing in the background?
We've actually it's actually one page behind that. But she's real tiny in her actual first appearance. So that's really the first time that you get to see her properly.
And what is up with these bears? Are they robots, or are they really living bears, people that look like bears?
They are a robotic army of teddy bears.
Okay, Teddy Ruxpin gone bad.
Robotic army of teddy bears.
I always knew that Teddy Ruxpin software could go bad. Now, this is not Fire Kiss. Somebody else has come in with the bears, and it looks like she's helping them. So
this is Candy. So she is our pretty much main villain so far of this series. She is the right-hand lady to the mobster that's in issue number 1. That is who hired Mark Freeman is his real name, Death Rage. So she is coming back now and trying to get the mask that he got in the last issue. So that's why she's here fighting him with her army of teddy bears.
Right. So the mask is more than just a disguise for him, and more than just Google Glass kind of deal. So can you tell us what we know the mask does so far, so that we don't spoil anything in case there's hidden abilities that we haven't seen yet?
I mean, so this is definitely spoiler territory for anyone that hasn't read issue number 1. So the mask, the only thing that we know about it so far is that his old boss, who is named Teddy, who is a gangster in Las Vegas, has the Fountain of Youth. And the reason that they're working together is because he offered the Spartans water from the Fountain of Youth to make a new type of Spartan. And that is who Death Rage is. And so something happens that goes wrong in the experiment, and that's because Teddy had a kind of a secret scientist working within the Spartans to kind of have his back and make sure they didn't try to double cross him, which they did. And so because of what went wrong in the experiment, that is why Death Rage is a little bit off, but you're not quite sure what's going on, or he is not quite sure at least what's going on. And so he ends up killing Teddy in issue number 1. And he is where he has the mask. And it's when it's his, if you scroll down just a little bit on this page.
Oh, wrong side of the page.
She says, "Give me back my teddy bear." And that up right there, that's what the mask looked like when Teddy was wearing it, because he runs the Teddy Bear Syndicate, which is his like national mob syndicate.
Okay.
And so it's the only thing we know so far is that he's got this super smart scientist that works for him. He has this crazy high-tech mask that can change appearances, which when he was wearing it was just to kind of keep himself secret, his whole person. So Death Rage now has the mask and has Pixel and has everything. And so he's, I would have to completely spoil issue number 1 to say why he won't take it off. So
Don't do that. Don't do that. Won't take it off. Can't take it off. We don't know. We'll find out.
Exactly.
So you've got plenty of variants here. And this is, of course, where we're getting into the, let's not get kicked off of Kickstarter. So we'll put some borders up here. And this answers the question that I asked a long time ago, which was what age bracket? Yeah, this is not your 13 and up book.
Nope.
So tell us about these variants. I'm YouTube. They're covered. You're not going to kick me off like you did John Malin. So these are variants. We'll start with
these are cosplay variants by RB White. We actually have one more coming that I am super excited for. That's going to be probably next week. And then I'll make a tier for a whole set of the cosplay covers. Yes, hell yeah. Thank you so much.
You called it a cosplay cover, but they're drawn. They're not. I'm used to hearing cosplay covers and it being, a photo cover of a cosplayer cosplaying your character.
So we call them cosplay covers because it's our characters cosplaying as like known characters. So you look at this, even though it's blue and pink because she's Miss Meow, like this is kind of meant to be someone that we all know and love in the DC universe.
Yeah, somebody who's not a punchline.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, these are homage cosplays. Gotcha. And here we're homaging some cosplay. Miss Meow is the cat who laughs now.
Yeah, so this is Catfight. Catfight has, again, like the whole BDSM culture. So this is her cover, like obviously Catfight, Bat Who Laughs, and then Miss Meow is the top one you saw there.
I like it. I like it a lot. I really like this one here. I don't know what kind of a technique that is. I know it's digital and it's digital airbrush, but it's very cool. Are these are the retail editions? So this is what's going to go into the comic stores through Diamond or whatever distribution channel you choose, because
hopefully soon.
I have no idea if Diamond's going to continue with no DC and no Marvel going through their system.
I don't know. It's definitely a question we all have. I sent them a package and I haven't heard anything. So we've kind of started looking at other options now at this point. But we're definitely going to push to get us into stores hopefully sometime soon. If nothing else, you'll find us at your local Comic-Con very soon.
Yes. Well, what level of involvement does Jamie Tyndall still have in the books? Because that's a name that Diamond would certainly glom onto. I would.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a part of the creative process. Every time we've got a new issue, we sit down together and kind of talk about if there's anything specifically that he wants in there. The teddy bears are his brainchild. He loves the teddy bears. You can see it in his covers from the past issues. Like there was definitely a ton of murdering teddy bears, and that's where that whole thing came from. But yeah, we have creative meetings every week. He's a huge part of our process. And he's been doing a ton of like Dynamite exclusives recently, which is why we don't have a lot from him on this campaign, but we do have another cover that's going to be released before the end of the campaign. All right.
And these same covers we just saw, I almost said that they're identical, just minus the words. But while Miss Meow's is identical, the Death Rage cover changes. She's got she now wants to take over Gotham.
Yeah. So that is actually her full outfit. When you see her doing, vigilante justice. She has the gas mask because yes, she has fire powers, but she's still a human being that cannot breathe smoke.
Oh, that would kind of suck to be taken out by the side effects of your own ability.
Exactly.
I like the fact that there's that kind of a built-in weakness. It costs me to do this. Creators Outlet is asking how many variants are there, and because the scroll bar is still way up above the halfway point, and we're into the variants already.
So far, we have 7 variants. 7 variants for Miss Meow, and then 6 for Death Rage. I'm sorry, 5 for Death Rage, and then we have probably 3 more that are going to be out before the end of the campaign.
Okay, and will there be like a tier that says, "Here they all are. Here's a stack of comics"?
Of course. And so, I mean, we actually have more add-on covers than I had originally planned for. So the complete collection tier is like a really good deal. Not way more of a deal than I was intending to give. So that's definitely a good one to jump on.
All right. Well, I will. I've got some time. What I do is I tell my phone to remind me on the day before Kickstarter ends to go back to Kickstarter. That way I don't forget that I backed a Kickstarter and then spend my money somewhere else, because Kickstarter doesn't take it right away like Indiegogo does. I've had that happen. And once bitten, twice, whatever they say. So Jamie's done a cover here. This is 2 different versions, a virgin cover and then an alternate cover. Herlenberg was saying that this would definitely appeal to the folks who like J. Scott Campbell, Dan Mendoza, Jem Ballant. Have you approached any of those folks to do these variant kind of covers?
Oh yeah, of course. We've got, J. Scott Campbell is definitely way more than we can afford, but Dan Mendoza is on our list. I think I actually have him down for later this year. We're going to get a cover from him. And then Marat Michaels, we actually have on the Death Rage #1. He did a New Mutants 98 homage that I really love. We've got an art print version of it that is like vintage style that it's really cool. No Jim Ballant, but we're definitely always, every new issue we try to get new artists on it. So Ryan Kincaid and Ash Matty are definitely returning artists. Same thing with Jamie Tyndall, but we try to get some new faces or new hands, I guess, on each issue. Like Paolo is so talented. It's one of my favorite covers that we've ever done. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, she is definitely in charge on that floating throne there. And I love that you also change the coloration. When you go from the naughty cover to the really naughty cover, so that's not like just like, oh, there's the difference. Okay, it's strikingly different all the way across the board.
Yeah, and she's actually, her and Jamie's cover are going to be Metal Comics.
Metal Comics. Now, do you mean the covers are actually going to be made out of metal?
Yep. Okay,
I've seen this trending because I do fulfillment for people who do crowdfunded books. And I sat down with a guy and he's like, yeah, this is what the book's going to be weighing when we start up. And then halfway through he starts doing metal covers. I'm like, wait, that metal weighs a lot. It's going to change your shipping costs.
Yeah. They're not incredible, thankfully, incredibly heavy, but they're really pretty, especially like that Paolo one where you've got the X that's kind of like glowing, like that on the metal looks so badass. Oh,
I bet. So are you talking about like doing metal covers for all the different variants, or?
No, we only do, on this campaign we have I think we're only going to do like five, possibly 6 metal covers. It really depends on what, once I see them come in.
Metal is cool. I don't know how long that trend is going to last, but it's definitely going to keep your books mint.
Oh yeah.
You should be able to slab that at a 10.0 because what are you going to do? Now this is Lena Dye's cover. Again, This is Death Rage cover. So this would be Candy.
Exactly. Yes. And she did a Catfight for us. That was an online exclusive not too long ago. I love her. She's super talented. Like the teddy bears in the back, something about their expressions really just makes this variant just stand out. It's like how they're looking at Candy the same way we're looking at Candy, just like, whoa. Like,
Yeah,
I love it.
Just unblinking, and no, they're not drooling. They're just like too stunned to.
Well, and they're also like, they're evil teddy bears. They should be a little bit creepy. Like,
yeah, they should. They absolutely should. Now you get the bloody variants for the Death Rage. It's by Jang.
oh yeah, and he's so he did a cover for us for the Death Rage preview. He is one of the hottest artists that I know online right now. People are going crazy for his covers because they're crazy. All of them are like neon and bloody and violent, and it's like he's such a cool artist. He just does something. It's something unlike what anyone else is doing. And
there's so much detail on the armor there. I mean, every little plate, all the knives, just they're everywhere. It's an obscene amount of blades going on here.
Well, and same thing with him with that teddy bear. And I think you got it. It's just the blank expressions in the eyes is what really just makes him like, oh, like you get a little uncomfortable looking at him. And he nailed it.
Yeah, and we definitely see that he's in the middle of the fight. He's not filtered, so you can tell exactly what he's thinking on this one here. And I kind of love that. It's back in the Silver Age. There was in Superboy comics when he would go back to Krypton and in some different ways. They had an animal called a thought beast, and it was literally nothing more than like a rhinoceros with a huge television screen on its head, and you could tell what it was thinking. And it's like, oh, he's thinking he's going to charge, because it would just show the picture of what was going to happen.
I love that.
That's what I'm seeing with Death Rage's mask here. It's like, I can tell what you're thinking. The writer in me wants to put him in a poker game in Vegas and wonder why he's losing all the time.
How have I not done that? Shit.
Like,
we're still in Vegas in issue 3, so I got a chance.
Okay, well, let me know if you do that, because I'll definitely want to make sure I get that copy.
I'll put you. I'll need to get a good picture of you, and then we'll put you at the poker table, just looking at him like, dude, you got 2 queens. It says it right there.
Everybody just folding. He's like, damn it, I had a good hand.
Oh, that's too good. Maybe we'll do a little like a little mini comic strip for that. I like that a lot.
Take it and run with it. Go with God. It's yours. Now, Piper Redditch. I've not seen his work before, but this was very photorealistic.
Yeah, I actually I'm fairly certain it's she. We're Facebook friends, but their name is like words, so I'm not exactly positive. I'm pretty sure it's she. But I discovered her on another Kickstarter. She did one for a recent Naughty and Nice. That was just, it was gorgeous. So I had to get her on here, and so she did our Machine Gun Candy.
And I love the dichotomy. I mean, it's her name's Candy. She's chewing gum. There's balloons behind her. It's very cotton candy sweetness kind of to it, except for the guns and the bullets and the black leather. And she looks like she has got a little bit of cuckoo crazy going on inside, where she's not going to really worry about how much it hurts to kill you.
Well, I'm actually working on issue number 3 right now, which you're going to get a really clear look into. Oh, she is off her rocker, and it's because she is definitely not in her right mind. I'm really excited for that. We're actually I'm just started production on that this afternoon.
We're going to just see variant after variant after variant. I think I'm going to miss what the tiers are because of all this. These are beautiful. These radical variants here. I love the lighting on this. Again, violet is her color. That pink violet kind of thing.
And we've got that artist working on a Catfight right now that's also gorgeous. He's really talented. He's a very, very talented painter.
And now here are the gorgeous Queen of Hearts and Queen of Spades cards done by Ash, who was in our chat, might still be in our chat watching. So so tell Ash that you're going to get this one.
Everyone right now.
Yes. More and more candy. Yes, we need more. I want candy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Every time I would get that printed, I would get yelled at for getting that song stuck in people's heads.
And then there's the Fire Kiss card variants. Now, we're seeing a lot of the adult lineup of the variants here for the covers. Is that indicative of anything that's going on in the interiors? I mean, does the story lean that way?
Catfight definitely does. Again, we've already seen a little bit into her mansion. You're gonna get sort of that, like, that she has a BDSM mansion. Death Rage, not particularly. His is definitely more of a violence than a like sexual context. It's not to say that it might not happen in the future, but it's Kickstarter comics definitely have a niche, and this is what it is. You know, it's the very sexy covers that, you know, get people's eye, and we've got like very, very attractive characters, and so we put them out there like this.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I just want to know that, you know, what's on the cover, I'm going to get inside too.
No.
So there's 3 Firebrand cards. Now, these are cards, by the way. These are not comic covers.
No, they are actual variants.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Because I saw, you know, because a lot of people do trading cards now for their characters.
Yep.
So I got a little confused when it said, you know, the card variants. These are variant covers. So, you know, Ash got a third. So there are 3 Fire Kiss ones, and then here comes Death Rage.
Yep. Yeah, Frank Uzin is awesome. He did our retail variant on the issue number 1. He is just really great, and he loves doing a good homage.
Yeah, and I think I feel like I need to give the this is not a pipe speech for the what was it, Magritte who did the this is not a pipe, this is a drawing of a pipe. This is not a mouth. This is not an open mouth. This is a drawing of an open mouth. Even in the book, it's a drawing of an open mouth because he can't open his mouth, right? Yeah. I mean, it's flat screen.
We had issues on the first issue getting covers because I would tell people like, oh, it's an LED screen, but then everyone kept doing the same mouth. It was like, well, you don't, and like one person did do like full on like open mouth, and I was like, well, you don't, like, it's a screen. And he said, well, it doesn't look like a screen. And I said, well, yeah, it's a very realistic screen. It's hard to understand until you see the interiors of it, which you don't even get until issue number 2. So I like the color. Like, he did a really good job of drawing it into the line work of it, like having the reflection of it being a screen.
Yeah, and this is, of course, the homage to the was it Todd McFarlane who did that cover for Incredible Hulk?
Hulk, yeah.
With Wolverine coming at him and the Hulk reflected in that blade. Yeah, I love that cover. So we have some push goal rewards.
Oh no!
It's a big blank area. Do we have push goal rewards?
I just uploaded that. Did it not? It might be too large. Hang on. Let me fix this.
Why don't I just reload the page and we'll see. It's taking a little while to reload, so it's
maybe they've already started their maintenance. I hope not.
I hope not either. Let's see here. I'm going to grab the box and bring it down. Yeah, because they might have just be holding on to your changes until the maintenance is done now. No, here we go. A reload of the page worked. Did it? So yes. Look at this. You got the chibi stickers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those are from Ryan Kincaid. He does the chibi covers for us, which we have no plans to use those right now, but there's definitely a chance that we'll do kind of a series online because we've done like a Death Rage chibi cover.
Well, I definitely want. I'm not going to get it because it's not there. That picture I took of Miss Meow that we talked about. That's a sticker. That's a sitting on top of the logo, just like, you know, the well, RJ, click on the right picture. Yeah, just like that in the lower corner there, sitting on her logo. Only better because I'm a really crappy graphic artist and I only can do what PowerPoint allows me.
I have so many people that work in PowerPoint to do this stuff. It's very impressive.
I make videos in PowerPoint. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
But I think that would be a great sticker because first of all, you get the attractive view, realistic view of the character, and the logo. And the logo is what people can Google if they see some sticker on somebody else's property.
Yeah.
You just saw the sticker, the characters, like, that's really cool looking. I wish I knew what that was.
Well, so I actually just added our next push goals. If you scroll down a little bit, every campaign we've done a campaign sticker. So our 55K goal is for this one, I'm doing a Catfight sticker. So we've done Death Rage, we've done Miss Meow. So now we're doing the Catfight.
And it's going to be a round button sticker. I like that.
Mm-hmm. And they're actually pretty big. They're like, I think 4 inches.
That is big.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have 3-inch stickers with our logo that we give out to all our members who sign up for the membership thing, that YouTube thing that people do sometimes. And they're pretty big. So 4 inches would be huge. The next one you're looking at unlocking, I mean, you're knocking on the door right now is the Catfight Chibi sticker. And who doesn't want to have that right next to their Miss Meow Chibi sticker? So get on it, guys. You're only 2,000 away from this thing, and I believe you told me you almost hit 75,000 within like a hair of it on number 1.
Yeah, on the Miss Meow number 1, we were at like 74 and some change. We got really close to 75, and a lot of that was just in that last kind of like 3 or 4 days. I know there's like 3 other big campaigns going right now, so that's why I kind of pushed ours back. So we're going to go an extra week after those, so that gives you guys some time to figure out your wallet after funding all of Dan Mendoza's and Ryan Kincaid and doing all of those. But we've got one of the ones that I haven't added back on here yet is one that we did not unlock on the Death Rage campaign, and it is a Spartan condom that has.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, there's an ad for it. And Miss Meow number 1. So since it's meant to be a magazine, we do fictional ads. And so the first one, we did one for Spartan condoms, and it says to protect and service. And so that is going to be, you'll get an actual little condom in a wrapper, and it's got a Spartan wrapper.
And if you use it, don't keep it after that. It's no longer collectible.
No.
Okay.
You can keep the wrapper, probably.
Yeah, keep the wrapper. Nobody's going to want to buy your. No. Why did that thought even crop into my head? I'm glad I'm not wearing a Death Rage mask because
well, that's something that we haven't gotten to mess with really yet. But there's definitely, when he gets into a flirty or sexual situation, that's going to say exactly what he's thinking.
Oh, he's screwed. And at 40K, you're going to have this magnet. So did you do a magnet the last time too? Or these? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've done a handful of magnets so far. They're nice. You just stick them on your fridge.
Yeah. Are they the flexible kind, or are they more like the rigid?
Yeah, I don't actually have any up here that I would show you, but yeah, they're flappy.
Yeah, if you're going through Sticker Mule like almost everybody else does, then they're the flexible ones, rubber kind of thing. Shipping will be added in backer kit. So this is you're using backer kit. I've just finished a campaign that was using backer kit. By finished, I mean I backed it, and I waited for them to finish it. And then the day they told me it was finished, I'm like, oh, I owe you still more money for shipping. So that's what be aware with backer kit. You're going to get that extra $5 charge later rather than up front. So
and the reason that we do that is because shipping is so all over the place right now, and it's so shipping right now is different than what it's going to be in a month.
Yeah,
and
tell me about it.
Yeah, so we do the shipping through backer kit. That way we can get exact shipping costs on everything. In the first campaign, I did just kind of basic shipping for United States, Canada, the rest of the world. And it ended up being pretty painful for us on the shippings, on the fulfillment side of it, because we did like $35 for everyone. And a lot of people like Canada, they were like, well, that's too much. But then we'd ship to like Australia and it would be like $80 to ship someone a $20 book. And so that's something that was as a small business, we are a new publisher. I am like the only person that technically works for Merc. And so we work with the Comics Elite warehouse. And so I have to borrow their team for 2 days to get all this out. So it's something that we have to do real fast. And So we just for the sake of continuing publishing and being a continuing business, I have to do actual shipping costs for everyone, and that's what BackerKit really helps us do that. And it's the reason that we're able to continue fulfilling these and releasing these books so quickly.
Yeah, it's a great viable option. It's just I'm just make sure, be aware, folks.
Yeah,
Don't get upset when you get the
when
notice.
you look at the tiers on the right, there is on every single physical tier, it says in all caps, BackerKit shipping will be added in BackerKit.
Yes.
Yep.
It will be added in BackerKit later.
Yes.
And it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's just the shipping. And I can definitely commiserate with your international shipping woes. I've had people who were overseas and saying, the United States is the big market and we can't sell there because it's a $25 book and it's a $50 shipping cost, and they all back out, which is how we got into the logistics business for distribution of comics. And it's why, you can back something like The Company Men out of Australia and it ships for $10 now, as opposed to, it's all custom depending on, how many books each person's going to create and how big they're going to be. For us,
the main thing is that's why we offer the digital downloads. We want everyone everywhere to be able to enjoy this, and ideally at some point shipping won't be so insane internationally. Like it didn't used to be this expensive, and I'm hoping that we will get back to that point sometime this year or next year. But until then, the digital downloads are the simplest way to get the books.
Exactly. And for a lot of our viewers, I know that digital is the only way they can really enjoy comics. They don't have any space. They're working remotely. So for $10, you can get issues. $10, you get issues 1 and 2 of both Miss Meow and Death Rage. That's 4 books for $10. That's $2.50 a book. I have not seen any PDF offer that cheap. So on a per issue basis. So grab that one, guys. You know who you are. George, Robert. Yeah, we want you to get your digital books, and these are ones you're going to read and reread. I can pretty much guarantee that. But if you do need to get the physical, then it's $10 for Miss Meow number 2. That is really not bad at all for a crowdfunded book. I mean, I find it humorous that we'll sit around in Twitter all day and we'll say, God damn, DC's charging $6 for Batman now. Ooh, look, $20 for. It's a different experience. We don't care so much. $10 for the Death Rage, and these are you're.
The thing with like Marvel and DC, they're charging $6 for their books because they're printing 100,000 of them at a time. Yes. We do not have that capability. We don't have that fan base yet. If we get to the point of having a really massive fan base and we can print that much, I would love to sell these books for $4.99. It's just about how many people are reading it.
Exactly, because it does. The fewer copies you sell, the more expensive they are per, because it's that first book.
Exactly. Yep.
It's that first book. All the setup on that first book. That's where it would be like $100 just to print one book. As soon as you print 2, it's $50. As soon as you print 3, it's like $45.
Well, it's a crazy thing you're looking at with you could print 500 copies of one or 200 copies for the same price, because that's how big the jump is.
Yeah.
So obviously it's like, okay, well, if we're gonna if all we need is 200, but it's the same to do 500, we're gonna do that. But it definitely makes it like, well, if it's that much cheaper, that's less than half to print 500. Imagine the prices these companies are getting to print their 100,000 runs of Batman number 406.
Exactly. And with convention season opening back up, I mean, I'm walking into Walmart now with no mask on, and I feel like I'm naked. I feel like somebody's going to yell at me. Is what it is. It's like, I don't have a mask on. Who's going to get mad? And I still got to be careful, because there are a few places where you still have to have the mask on because the corporation has still had the edict across the country. There's masks on in the store.
Well, and I respect that. It's not different places, or my family is in Texas, and I know they got their vaccinations way after I did, just because there was so much more people there.
Yeah. So the basic books, $10 each. I kind of lost my tongue there. You can get them both for $20. Duh. Not much big math on that one. 10 plus 10. The Jamie Tyndall Velvet variant. Now, I'm sure we saw the variant. I did not know it was called the Velvet variant.
Yeah, if you actually scroll down on the left side of the page, so we've got there's a little graphic for each of the tiers just to kind of give you like the price and the cover and the
Never mind. Yes, this is where I really want to see it. I got used to some people doing this, and then the last couple I've done, I'm like, they're not here. I've got to go over here. And of course, what drives me crazy, Murphy, is that I'm a mouse reader, where I would like to circle things with my mouse when I'm reading them, and I do it with a Kickstarter, and I'm like, wait,
the block.
I can't read. Don't do that to me. So this is the reward 7. Of course, there's now. If I go further down, I'm going to see the variant version of this, I'm guessing, because I remember there were 2 of each.
Yeah, so this is the regular trade. So every time when you buy so this is Miss Meow. If you buy a Miss Meow variant, you're going to get the $10 Miss Meow retail. Everyone is going to come with their matching retail variant. So then we've also got the Jamie Tyndall metal variant of this is going to come also with the retail. But if you want the trade, then that's going to be an add-on.
Gotcha. So for $20, you can choose to get the Pantalino. Couldn't say it. But again, what I was saying was, there was the nude variant, and that's going to be at a higher price and further down.
Yeah, exactly.
Less ink, more money. That's
Yeah, and I always try to keep these in order of price, because that's how Kickstarter does it. So it's just the easiest way to try to give you a 1-to-1.
Yeah, I agree, and I appreciate you doing that. So basically, all the variants that are not adult are $20. Till you get to reward 9.5 here. Now this is a collection. This is where you can get 1, 2 of Miss Meow and 1 and 2 of Death Rage.
Yeah, so I realized that we probably had like a lot of new fans on this campaign, and a lot of people were asking like, well, can I still get number 1? So we do have variants of Miss Meow and Death Rage number 1 in stock, but they're not going to be add-ons on the campaign properly, because I don't know what our inventory is going to be by the time we get to the point of being in backer kit, and I don't want to put anything up that someone might not be able to buy then. So you can get this for all 4 of the retails if you want just like an introductory storyline, and then we'll have some of the different variants from like Ryan Kincaid and Jamie and Ash Maddie on the backer kit to get, if you want to like really build on the collection.
Okay. And they could always go to mercmagazine.com if they don't want to wait for number 1 of either one and just order from there. And I'm sure you have the variants of the books there as well.
Yeah, almost everything is there right now, and we're doing a comic sale. They're 20% off with coupon code Kickstarter, so that's going to run for 2 weeks. It's definitely a good time to get on there and catch up.
This Death Rage number 2 is a holofoil variant. I did not know that before, so this is very reflective. This is truly reflective metal.
So it is paper, and they're that like that classic kind of 90s holofoil that you'd get on like your cards and stuff.
Yeah, when I said metal, I didn't mean
material anymore.
Yeah, it's embossed with like chromium kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to be careful now, because now there really are metal covers. We used to talk about the reflective cover. Oh, look, it's got a metal cover. No, now there are metal covers. So for $50 tier, you can get either one of Piper's variant covers here.
You get both. Yeah, these are these are like the trade virgin set.
Okay, so just add 20 to your pledge. If you get one of the pledges, then you add 20 or 30 for the virgin. Okay, read them.
Yeah, what that's saying is you can get any single pledge on the campaign or tier on the campaign and get any other cover with it. Like you're not handcuffed to whatever tier you're on. Yeah.
And I like that they're doing the add-on kind of thing now, because it's your campaigns in the future can be like very, very simple. It's like, here's the book, and then we'd be done. And then you click through, and then everything else is an add-on. I think a lot more campaigns are going to go that way. $50 for these variants. You're just going to have to scroll through and read it, folks, because it's gorgeous. I love that this is called a metal, a velvet variant, because I'm thinking now, wouldn't it be cool if this was like truly a poster-sized print and the black was all velvet?
That would be, so the reason I called it that was the other one, the trade version with that red, kind of the way they did the background, like it looks velvet. And so,
Yeah.
but I would love to do that. One of those like color in posters.
Yes, you could do it as black and white and let people color it in themselves.
Yeah. I have to look into that now.
This is what I do, Murphy. I throw ideas out.
You've got great ideas, man.
I spend other people's money. $80 for the metal variant of Paolo's cover here.
Mm-hmm. And it will be uncensored. Same thing with the Lena Day. Yeah,
because you'd have very angry people if they got the cover and it looked exactly like this with the little black bar that says
Meow. They wouldn't be happy.
That's like when Marvel put out their variant covers last August or last June when they said, still comes out on Wednesday, and everybody thought, well, that's just like a placeholder because we don't know what the variant cover is really going to be. And then the books arrived in retailer stores, and it really was just a solid color cover that said, we still come out on Wednesdays.
What?
Did you? Well, yeah, when DC went to Lunar,
yeah,
and they started arriving in stores on Tuesday. Well, a lot of people were upset that books were coming in on Tuesday now, and Marvel was still coming out on Wednesday. They weren't upset that Marvel was coming out a day later. They were upset that DC was coming out sooner. I don't know why. I say the sooner the better. But Marvel made this little jab of putting out these covers.
We still come out on Wednesdays. Okay,
out on Wednesdays. And it was like every title they put out had a variant cover, and retailers bought into them because they're like, surely that's not going to be what it really is. It's going to be like a J. Scott Campbell cover, or it's going to be something else. No, it was truth in advertising. This is exactly what you got. Plain black Arial type. We still come out on Wednesdays.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
there's someone there that was just slapping their knee at all the emails they were getting. What is this?
Yeah, it wasn't the retailers who were laughing because we have a retailer show every other Saturday night.
Oh, I'm sure.
Guys, they were pissed. Another metal variant. Now, were there metal variants on the number ones?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you've held a metal. I have not held a metal variant book in my hand yet, so I don't know if it's.
I actually used to make metal comics. So that's Jamie Tyndall and I moved to St. Louis because we started a business making metal prints and metal comics. So that's actually where I got my real start in all of this. And so we've got his offices downstairs from where I'm at right now. And there's a whole metal production studio in the back, and we make it all in house. We've got a new guy that runs back there now that runs that whole operation. But yeah, they're all done in house.
So are they metal just the front cover, or is it a metal hinged cover?
No, yeah, it's glued onto the front of it, and they're cut to be exact size.
Oh, okay. Because I'm sitting there thinking, do you have to put hinges in the thing?
No.
and I know somebody is going to do a full metal comic. I don't know who it is, but they're going to do one variant that's going to be, and they're just doing one issue of it for themselves. Every page is going to be metal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I have no idea how they're going to pull it off.
Cut your hands on that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you could take a metal cover comic and just slash somebody's throat with it if you were mugged in an alley.
It can be dangerous. I've got scars. I definitely have scars. Like all of the metal prints that you get are rounded on the corners, but the metal comics are not. So they can be dangerous because it's just a really hard angle.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Weapons. Comics can kill, kids. The bloody metal variant is here. This is the fuck this bareback. I just said it out loud. And now I realize it had double entendre.
Yep.
He's talking about the teddy bears, folks, but take what you will. $150 for the playing card variant set. Yeah, get them all. And these are holofoiled as well.
The black ones are holofoil, and then the white ones are virgins. Okay.
No, they're not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, never mind. It was a bad joke. I wasn't really. $150 for the Feeling Nice variant set. So this is all the variants that are censored, or not censored, but drawn not to be nude.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a lot of books. I mean, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different books. At least I'm
Yeah,
counting
and
pictures.
you get all the add-on covers. So we've already got the 2 cosplay covers and the John Jang. So that's already another like $60 value there.
Yeah. So gorgeous stuff. Oh, wait a second. The cosplay covers are already in here because I don't see them.
Yes, I haven't. So it's just an all nice add-on variants. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there are more covers than just the ones pictured in the little box of the advertising.
Yes.
Understood. Yes.
Sorry, I've been writing this week, so I haven't updated my graphics yet.
Oh. And then $200, of course, for the we don't know what's going to go here. It's a big question mark, but it's going to be worth it.
So you've already got your 2 cosplay variants that are going to be there. There's a 3rd cosplay variant that'll be on there, and then we do have one more additional cover that will be announced before the end of the campaign. So you've got 3 more than what's there.
Okay. A lot of covers for the art collectors out there. By the way, make sure that you get the regular one and read it because
I worked very hard on it.
Yeah, show Murphy some love for the story. We're sitting here looking at these gorgeous cheesecake pinup Vargas style poses, but read the story. The story is going to bring you back. Yes, you are right, Mike. The Joker does use metal edge playing cards as projectile weapons.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Now, have you ever thought about doing cards? I mean, you've got characters and designs, obviously.
Yeah, well, we actually, Ash Maddie wants to do an entire set of those playing card covers. So we're really just waiting to see how the reaction is to them on this campaign. And then we've already worked out what all the different face cards are going to be. And then at some point, maybe in another campaign or 2, we might do an actual card deck.
That would be very cool. $350 is just Death Rage. All the Death Rage covers, all of them. Whether they're metal or nice or naughty or whatever. And then $450 of this was just all the naughty ones, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's going to be all the naughty variants. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Although that last one's not really naughty.
So it's really just it's the virgin variant. So really, it's all the alternative variants.
Gotcha.
It was just more fun to call it feeling naughty.
Yeah, we're getting up past my pay range now here. So we got the $600. This is just everything, every variant right here. And there's more.
You're going to get every book on the campaign, and then this last one sold out in like 10 minutes. It's every book in the campaign plus have yourself drawn into the comic. I only offered 3 of these because I didn't make it specific to Death Rage or Miss Meow, and I was worried that like all 3 people would want one book. And I'm regretting the choice now of not making like 2 separate ones because then
you could have had sold one more.
Exactly. So I might add on another set of these. I haven't decided yet.
And these sold out $800. Yeah, draw me into the book.
Yep.
Sure, absolutely. And I know people that's what they do. It's such a cool option that you can do with a crowdfunded book that you really can't do otherwise. There are people who their collection is me. I collect me in comics.
I love that.
We got some T-shirts here. Okay. I'm going to be adding a Miss Meow T-shirt to my collection now.
And on those, we are actually the Miss Meow was from our very first campaign, so we are almost sold out of the size large. We've got a pretty good amount of the other sizes, but I know that we are running pretty low on those. So those are on our website right now. If you're a size large and you want them, I would recommend going there because I don't know if they'll still be around by the time this campaign ends.
Yes, definitely head out to mercmagazine.com and hit the store before you go here. I mean, we want the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is already funded. So, they're still going to get the money if you go through the store rather than through the Kickstarter. And you'll get a head start on your reading. If you can't find it in the store, though, and they're sold out, then come to the Kickstarter. You got the other T-shirt. So you've also got the now. Are these T-shirt covers?
No, so these are the issue number 1 retail variants. So these are the only ones that we have on the campaign at this point. Like I said, we will add more variants into Backer Kit once I know what I do have in stock at that point. So we just, for anyone that wants to catch up, I added these as add-ons.
I got it. Okay. Yeah. So these are the number one covers. And these are the metal prints. Any campaign, $30.
Mm-hmm.
Any campaign variant.
Yeah, so all the variants from the campaign you can get as it's a little comic size metal print.
It just keeps going and going and going, Murphy. So this is here. Yes, there it is. There's the link to mercmagazine.com. I put it in the chat, but all these gorgeous covers are out there. You did have a cosplay cover. Somebody cosplayed Miss Meow.
Yep, that's CJ Miller. We have another one on the website of Ireland Reed doing Catfight that is hugely popular. Everyone loves Ireland.
And that's what Jamie Tyndall looks like if you've never seen him. So, and he's a very happy guy because he gets to draw all these cool covers.
He's a sweet Canadian man. Everyone, the first thing they have to say about Jamie Tyndall is just how nice he is. He's such a good guy.
Now, is he there? Does he work in the office with you now, or do you guys just kind of work remote like everywhere else?
So when everything shut down last year, we only had him and two of us in the office. So we kept going as, I won't say as normal because we didn't work like regular hours at that point. So we actually have more of an office life now than we ever did before 2020, which is weird. But yep, we were all here.
Yeah, I was in downtown St. Louis. I was working at the major electric company there that provides for everybody as a contractor, IT contractor, and I came here to Arkansas because they let their contractors go finally in November, and I had to keep working. So otherwise, we probably could have done this at like a mall at lunch or something, done a different kind of live stream. Tons of options on here, folks. Take your time scrolling through this campaign because it's got a lot. My God, Murphy, I kept you on here for 20 minutes longer than I had originally intended. I apologize for that. When you got this many options, I like to look at each of them and get them explained. And
I know we've got a long campaign. We can't hold anything back when we do these Kickstarters. We only get to do them like every 3 months or so. So it's like, I'd rather have all of the cool variants that we can get on the campaign than like let someone miss out on an opportunity to get like all of the cool stuff.
Exactly. And you are at 33,104, which, by the way, means that you did get an uptick during the show. So we are going to take our shake and bake moment for that.
It's shake and bake, and I help.
So
I love it.
we had somebody in the chat we're going to say helped. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, with that, I'm just going to close it out, Murphy. Thank you so much for bringing it on here. Is there anything about this universe, these characters? I was going to ask you when you're going to plan to expand the title lineup, or if you're planning to expand it. You've got a lot of characters. You've got 2 flagship titles right now. Are there plans for a new issue 1 of some character?
Yep, we actually have one that is in the process of being scripted right now. It's going to take you back to BC times, and we are going to get a look at the Spartan Queen that was at the beginning of this entire universe. So that one's going to be really cool, very violent, very sexy. It's going to be awesome. And then hopefully shortly after, we'll have a Catfight series that's going to take us back to like the 2000s. We're going to kind of see her life as a secret agent for the Spartans before she even knew that Miss Meow existed.
So it'd be like an ongoing or a mini or?
The Queen is going to be a standalone, I think, 4-issue series that might possibly spin off to its own new series. And then Catfight, I believe, is going to be a continuing storyline.
Wonderful. I love seeing a new comic book company grow. So many crowdfunders is like, this is the book idea I had. We're going to stick with this book. And then, now I'm done. But to actually see a company form and a new house branding come
We've
out.
got so many ideas. We've got an entire universe, an entire backstory. We know the entire history of this world. And there's so many things for us to play with in this. And, as long as people like it, I will keep writing it. We're going to keep bringing in new writers. We're going to keep bringing in new talent. As long as people want to read it, we will be here creating it.
Wonderful. And, as long as I hope you continue to be as successful as you have been.
Thank you.
This is 3 times the goal and still 19 days to go. So you've only been up for 15 days. Do you ever go to Indiegogo after this? Because I know they give you longer time periods and you can kind of go in demand and have your own online store, or do you just stay with Kickstarter?
So we've got our own online store. We are going to be going back to Comic-Con starting next month. So we're really just going to keep it on Kickstarter because we do have such a tight turnaround time. You know,
Yeah.
we shipped our last Kickstarter campaign last month, and then we're already out on this campaign. So, you know, Indiegogo is kind of more of like a long drawn out process where we want to keep doing these Kickstarters like every 3 months. So this is definitely like Kickstarter is our home, and I think we're probably going to stay there.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be that tight of a schedule, then yeah, stick with one outlet that's working for you. Folks in the chat, if you are interested in this, and my God, why would you not be? I am. The link to this Kickstarter is right down there in the description below the video. Hopefully you've clicked on it already. I know at least one of you has and have gone through and picked up your books. Check it out. Don't go waiting like I do. I know I admit online that I did. In fact, it's what is 19? This is what I do, Murphy. I get my phone active and I say, "Hey Siri, remind me in 18 days to back Miss Meow on Kickstarter."
There we go. All right. I will be texting you in 18 days to make sure.
Good. Go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. And then I will make sure that I pay for my books. So Murphy, thank you for bringing it on here. Appreciate you taking us on a tour of the Merc universe. Folks in the chat, definitely appreciate you being here, supporting our guests and supporting our channel just by watching me ramble on about comic books. You're the reason we have a show. And as always, we just hope you had a blast.